Hi hearties, welcome back to the Teacup Trail. We are on episode 1 of season 7. Thank you for your patience. I had a wonderful family vacation in Savannah, Georgia, and Charleston, South Carolina. And I even got a Savannah sweater to take home with. It was a beautiful and relaxing vacation, and I felt like it had been a long time since I flew on a plane since COVID hit. Now we back on the wagon of this love triangle journey, so let's get started.
We never know what surprises life has in store for us. But if we're open, the future can bring wonderful new experiences. Experiences that we never could have imagined. I, for one, am ready to embrace change, to enjoy the wonder of it with all of my heart and for the rest of my life, because change can be beautiful.
I don't know about you, but for me, rewatching these episodes, I pay attention more closely to what Elizabeth say, especially in the beginning of an episode. What she said is very important. I mentioned about how life is full of surprises, and sometimes life throws you unexpected experiences and unexpected new people that you would never thought of meeting. This is huge, what Elizabeth said in this clip. She's ready for change. She's ready for new chapters in her life. She's ready to move on, whether it's at a slow pace or a fast pace. She is ready for something new, and she doesn't know what it is, but she is at that moment in her life where, you know what, I have my son, I have a job, I have a home in Hope Valley. I'm grateful. I should be grateful. It's time for me to close the old chapter and accept the new chapter. Whatever life may bring to me and my son, I am ready for something new. And this is a green light. This is huge, and we will see that life surprises and unexpected moments to come for Elizabeth.
Nathan! Good morning.
Good morning.
Allie is so excited about her book report on Queen Victoria.
That's great.
Between her friends and the projects, I've never seen her so engaged with school.
That's good, you know. I was never like that.
Probably because you never had a teacher like Elizabeth.
That's true.
I just received a brand new shipment of books for the library.
More?
Yes, and there's some real gems in this one.
Well, that's great. I was just on my way there.
Great.
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 I should see if I can resolve that.
Right.
All right.
Boys, are we behaving like little gentlemen? I didn't think so. Now please give him back his ball.
Team Nathan, in this scene, I can understand your frustration. Luca literally went out the door, stood on the porch, and saw Nathan and Elizabeth talking, and decided to interrupt the conversation. So Team Nathan, I understand you in that perspective. Elizabeth saw Nathan, decided to say hi and talk to him. I truly believe that Elizabeth trying to break the ice, trying to break the awkwardness with Nathan after what happened at the dance. Does anyone know if this was like a week after the dance? Just like trying to figure out, like it's just like a week later, because in this scene you can see the disappointment on Nathan's face. Like he really didn't want to talk to Elizabeth. But at the same time, Elizabeth trying to feel him out and see where the friendship stands after what happened. And instead of talking about the dance and making it more awkward, she decided to use a safer topic and talk about Allie instead. Elizabeth trying to, ease the awkwardness and the tension between her and Nathan. Nathan is still a nice gentleman toward her, even though he is still disappointed that Elizabeth picked Lucas over him. And Lucas decided to interrupt the conversation and wanted to tell Elizabeth about the book. And Nathan's jealousy kicked in again. He's like, seriously, dude, you interrupted my conversation with Elizabeth. You wanted to tell her about more books. Like how much more will you do for this woman that I started to like too, So Elizabeth also still feels this love triangle forming right in front of her eyes, but I don't think she aware of it 100%. Like she can sense it more, she can see it more clearly. Okay, these two guys possibly trying to get my attention, And at the end of the scene, she looked back toward Lucas and Nathan, and they were already gone. And she knew that these two guys are becoming closer friends of hers. It's gonna get more serious and more awkward along the way in this season.
So, here they are.
Where did you get all of these?
My mother sent a lot of my favorite books from home.
Oh, I used to love this one.
Well, I'll tell my mother. She'll be flattered. She edited it. Actually, she edited quite a few of these.
Your mother was an editor? Helen Bouchard.
Now I see where your interest in books came from.
Been around them for most of my life.
So what was it like, having a mother who did this for a living?
I remember sitting with her when she read manuscripts. She would quote Benjamin Franklin. Either write something worth reading, or do something worth writing.
Huh. She never took an interest in writing herself?
It wasn't her calling. Besides, she saw how difficult it was to get published, so.
No kidding.
That sounds like experience talking.
I tried to get something published a few years ago. It didn't work out.
Well, was this a passing fancy or something more?
Ever since I was 5 years old, I wanted to be a teacher and a writer.
So you were a force to be reckoned with, even then. How many publishers did you contact?
2.
Just 2?
I'm sure my book needs some work.
Okay, but first of all, there are dozens of good publishers out there. And second, I would be more than happy to read your book and give you my thoughts.
That is very kind of you, but I wouldn't want to put you out.
You wouldn't be. Look, I learned a lot about books growing up. Did not make me the most popular kid, but I might as well put that to use.
I appreciate it. I do. And I will think about it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not trying to be a relationship expert, but from what I learned and saw in life, one of the most beautiful foundation in any relationship is that common ground of being able to share to each other your passion, your desires, your hobbies, your interests in life, those personal dreams that you have, and that you get to share that with your other half. And I'm not saying that Elizabeth and Lucas are in a romantic relationship right now. I'm just saying that this scene is so beautiful in the way that Elizabeth was so easy to open up to Lucas about her wish to become a writer, but also her personal struggles in trying to become a published author. And Lucas did not force her in any way. Like, he was so sweet and supportive and willing to be there for her as a friend. He has some experience where he understands the book world. Like, he can understand the struggle of writing and editing and getting a book published just because of what he saw his mom went through. It's a beautiful, supportive friend that Elizabeth has in Lucas. Like, great relationship start with a great friendship, and I truly believe that. I think it's beautiful to be in a relationship with someone that is your best friend. And sadly, in this day and age, you know, like, people date from one person to the next, like, what, every 2 nights, you know, speed dating and one night stand. I'm not trying to talk trash about anyone, but I think it's really beautiful when you witness a romantic relationship that started off on a great friendship. One of those moments in this journey of where Elizabeth is trying to move on from the past and turn something from the past into something greater in the future, if that makes sense. So Elizabeth is just thinking a lot about if she should trust Lucas to help her in her writing journey, and if he actually going to help her, you know, like, she still doesn't know him that very well yet, but she just asking herself, like, is this worth trying again? Is it worth going out of my comfort zone and go into the unknown and see what this writing journey will take me this time? Like, will it be a better outcome than the last? The book is associated with Jack too. Jack was the one that inspired her to write, and that dream died when Jack died. So it's like a moment of reviving that passion that she had in writing before Jack died. And I think it will be a beautiful story to see throughout the season, and season 8 and season 9. If you already know what happened, it's a beautiful revival journey that Elizabeth will go through for the next few seasons.
What's that you've got there?
Here.
Okay. I love the illustrations.
My late husband drew them.
I'll get right on it.
And be honest.
I would never be anything but honest with you.
I mean it, though. I don't want you to feel like you have to spare my feelings or anything.
Got it. Thank you.
Lucas has many sides to his character, right? And some fans think that he's not a trustworthy person, and I feel like this scene is like a trial for his character. Like, it will show you like how honest he would be with Elizabeth. Is he really truly going to help her in looking over her book and editing and giving her opinions and advice on, you know, her writing style and the way that the story being told in the book? Is Lucas really going to be honest with Elizabeth? And I don't blame her. Like, you know, she's not gonna go through this again if Lucas not gonna help her, because no one can help her. Like, no one can understand the book world, like the writing world. Like, no one understands what it takes to be an author except for Lucas. So, like, the money game is on Lucas. Like, is he really going to help Elizabeth? We shall see. And Lucas seems very excited to help Elizabeth. Not only he wants to support her, but I think it's also a way for him to get closer to her as a friend, and something more serious down the road.